Coming up on this episode of Free Lunch.
See these Benjamins? You was ready to put the whip down. Yeah. Put the whip down. You gonna whip me with these Benjamins in my hand?
But you got people that go against the grains. But like I said, you have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in you, nobody else are gonna believe in you. Your kids are only 2 once. Your kids are only 6 once.
Exactly.
So like I said, being able to, like I said, spend time with them. Once you have that thing down packed, like I said, if you can make $10 from it, you can make $100. You can make $100. You can make $1,000. So you have to know that you know that you know. And like I said, it sucks because like I said, I'm sacrificing time from the kids and sacrificing time for her. But I'm thinking about the long run. So by me sacrificing now while we're young, we're going to be able to do literally whatever we want when we want.
But I'm already living the dream if I get up in the morning and I go do the thing I love to do.
Yeah.
Now, me making great money doing it is the secondary.
It's Free Lunch Season 3 with a special thanks to our sponsors, Bullseye-LLC.com, Ready, Aim, Bullseye, where safety is our ammo, Gen1LLC.info, Generation 1 Logistics, taking pride in putting our carriers first and helping owner-operators get premium loads, stay organized, and increase profit, and ScarletOakCandleCo.com, the self-care experts.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Freestyle Gospel, a.k.a. The Real Free, with another episode of Free Lunch. And I got the bro in the building.
Yes, sir.
Ant Live, Ant the Dream, Ant the R&B.
The R&B.
I was about to say the R&B diva.
What?
Yo. Nah, this is my man, Anthony Brown, guys, from A Nice Touch Auto Detailing. Give it up for him. Trigger hand claps.
Yes, sir.
Let you get the full hand clap button. We can't hear it because we don't have our headsets in, but it's a pretty robust audience out there.
But it sounds good. The clapping sounds good.
So yeah, man. Super excited to finally get you here on the show.
Yes, I'm very excited and I'm proud of what you have done and what you're doing.
I can hear the excitement in your voice. I could tell. It's kind of off the charts.
Hey, I learned from you.
This guy. Yes, so excited to have you though, man. Super busy. I know you got a wealth of just information and real life experience that a lot of our audience could pull from on all fronts. You're probably one of the few guests on the show that not only are you an entrepreneur, but you kind of check all those other boxes, that kind of those other hats that I wear too, as just a husband, a dad of multiples, and while also trying to be an entrepreneur. Who is Anthony Brown, and what is it that you are known for? What do you do, sir?
So I'm
we're gonna throw his
Brown.
We're gonna throw his key fob in the trash, guys.
AKA known as A&T, which was my former stage name.
Stage name.
R&B, not that type of stage name.
Okay.
But I've been singing for years. I went to school for electrical. The job that I've been there for 15 years. They taught me plumbing, HVAC, a bunch of stuff. I work maintenance.
You know what's so dope about you sharing that? And I know you don't probably get this perspective. And I don't know, let me know if I'm not the first person to tell you this. I think you do such an excellent job. You haven't told the people what you do as far as an entrepreneur yet.
Yeah.
But I think you do such an excellent job at that thing that I'll have you share with us in a bit, that I legit forget you actually have a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone in this region just knows you for your excellent work in the entrepreneurial space. And it's like, I think a lot of people just think that's all you do, which is probably why they run into problems when they don't make sure they book their sessions with you in advance. Because dude, I have other work that I do. I actually juggle a regular 9-to-5.
Yeah, and then like we talked about earlier, and also my wife and kids. So
yeah,
literally a lot. And then when I do tell certain people some people are like, oh, like you're not that busy. I'm like, no, I really am that busy.
I really.
So if I'm giving you an appointment or whatever it
Yeah.
is, and you don't,
So tell the people that before we get too far ahead. So you went to school for electrical.
yeah, so,
Your 9 to 5 job is in that arena.
yeah. So my 9 to 5 job, I work maintenance. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been at the company for 15 years,
Okay.
and during the 15 years,
That's
like
crazy,
I say,
bro.
I was
15 years.
yeah. People say how, but like I said, I started young. But I've
They're like,
been
you don't look a day over 18, sir.
I've been there for 15 years, and then through the course of the time, I just started like making my way in different ventures as far as the entrepreneurship or whatever.
Yeah.
And I learned about credit at an early age, so I took advantage of that. And like I said, just being around older people and just taking everything in like a sponge.
Yeah.
So now by me doing that, like every opportunity that I get, I try to help. I don't care if you're older, younger, whatever it is. Like I try to help everybody that comes across my path. Because like I said, being minority, like some of the information that we get is hard, and some stuff that should have been taught in school. But like I said, we just don't learn.
And it's not so much that like the information that we get is hard. Like the information period is hard to attain, or like, you know, it's not as easily accessible.
Yeah.
Where it's like kind of coming at us. We actually have to do a lot of legwork to go and seek it out on our own and go find it. In that regard. So what is it that what's your entrepreneurial venture
So
you're known for these days?
I'm a professional detailer. And when I say professional detailer, I mean like I get down to the nitty and gritty.
Yes, this dude's got freaking licenses, certificates, and whole nine, guys. He's even brought on our show. We have a nice little $100 value gift card. We're going to give away somehow to some awesome lucky listener. But continue, sir.
So the way I came about with the whole detailing thing, I always kept my bikes, I always kept my cars clean. Like I'll be riding and then there'll be a group of us, we'll go to the gas station, we'll stop, I'll pull out my rag and start wiping my rims and start wiping the tank or whatever, and put it back. And then they're like, oh, you always keep your bike clean. I'm like, bro, it's a good thing. They're like, oh, you can wipe mine. I'm like, nah, I'm not putting my rag on your bike, yo.
You can wipe mine.
Nah. So then it came to a point where I think a couple people asked me like, oh, would you clean my car? And I'm like, I said no for the longest. And then I said, you know what? I think I will. So I did one car and that joint turned out fire. And
Did you ever end up I'm not gonna speak on it too much because I know at the time at least you told me it was G14 classified. But did you ever get to the point of the production phase of that object, that cleaning tool you were telling me about?
No, the like, joint, the 3 and
yeah.
Nah, so.
But is that still in the plan?
Yeah, it's still in the plan.
All right, we don't have to go into it,
but it definitely will be.
That's to show you how serious this dude is. He's that guy. Like again, you'd be shocked to know that he has, on top of that, all that, a 9 to 5 job that he's got to be punching in and going home to find time for a wife and kids. It's insane.
But yeah, and then as you said, the number one thing I always said, I like to fly under the radar. So if you know, you know.
But that's so like kind of like for most entrepreneurs counterintuitive. Like no one, everybody thinks like as an entrepreneur, you're not going to be successful, but somehow you've garnered like a crazy success.
Yeah.
Flying under the radar though. Like how do you explain that? How's that been able to be?
So I mean, when you do good work, like word of mouth is like it's
uncontrollable. You can't even you can't do nothing about it.
So that just by itself is, like I said, a blessing. And then, like I said, I may know you, then you know somebody else, and then it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And then the reason why I say I fly under the radar because, like, when I do post, like you're a witness. If you didn't post your car, I probably would have never posted.
Of course.
Like I literally have,
which is why I did it.
yeah, I literally have cars from like years ago from which I'm gonna tell about, but I have cars from years ago that I never even post. And when I do post, like I said, I get bombarded with a bunch of inquiries. And like I said, it's a good thing, but it's a gift and
gift and a curse.
Yeah, at the same time.
But only if you don't have the, at least for me, right, what I've noticed is it only becomes kind of a curse, quote unquote, if you don't have the organization and structure in place or infrastructure in place to handle the demand.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and you're, for the most part, or at least the last time I checked, you're a one-man show, right?
No, I have 3.
You got some helpers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Three.
So there's that though.
Yeah.
Like if the demand was crazy and you still just this one guy with no help.
Yeah.
You gotta,
because
then
that's when I was like 4 months, 5 months out, like literally. So I would.
Oh, you mean 4 or 5 months out for bookings?
Yeah.
So somebody wanted their car detailed.
Yeah.
It was wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then I'll tell people, I said, listen, I know it sounds like far away, but it's really not. Like, even though
it's gonna be here before you know it.
Yeah. And then, like I said,
this day crept up on me. Just putting this in my calendar. Like I had forgot about it until you had hit me to confirm. I'm like, oh, it's not that. I do. I mean, it's on my calendar. So, but I don't check the calendar until the day of. Yeah. Like when I wake up in the morning, I see what's on today's agenda. So I would have still made it, but
see,
yeah.
So that's the way that I do mine. I do mine either 2 days before or the day before.
Yeah, I wake up, see what's on the horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. What were we?
You're talking about how you're telling people it's 4 or 5 months out.
Yeah.
It's not that long, but they think it's going to be that long and trying to, I guess, convince them to still book it.
Yeah. And then, like I said, they'll see the pictures and then they'll be like, you know what? I think it's worth it.
Just forget it.
So they'll be like, I'm like, listen.
Just put this booking in, man.
I'm going to tell you now, if you cancel, I don't know how long it's going to be. So you have to somehow make it work. So they make it work. So.
I mean, would you take a deposit or anything for bookings? Yeah.
I have to. So that's the only way that I lock it in.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't give me a deposit, your name is not locked in the calendar.
Yeah.
So
you're on the calendar as a big question mark. You put your name in pencil.
But yeah, no, seriously. And then I learned that earlier in the beginning. Like in the beginning, I was getting burnt left and right because people didn't care.
You weren't taking deposits, and people were just like, "Yo, I could just cancel this.
Yeah,
I don't feel like it today."
Yeah, he'll be all right. And I'm like, yo, I'm sitting here in the driveway, like,
okay. But, yo,
yeah.
And mind you, like, for somebody that does manual labor of an entrepreneur job, like detailing, that's extremely labor intensive. Yeah. And for somebody to like not at least take that into consideration, like in my head, that's what I imagine, why someone in your position, like you gotta take a deposit. You know what I mean? This is wearing on someone's physical body, like their elbow grease and the whole nine. Like, I remember when you did my car, man, like,
and you literally were there the whole time.
Yeah. Like, but I love that I had that opportunity. I don't know if many of your customers have that opportunity. Like they have to usually go somewhere and do something else. Yeah. And I had the ability to just sit there and just watch. Well, one was because it was a surprise for my wife. So I didn't want to go home and then now I got to explain to her where I'm going to go pick up the car.
And where's the car?
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think it gave me a newfound respect for what you do because I'm watching this in real time. And like, this dude is legit putting an entire work shift,
bro,
into my car, and like I was just like I was flabbergasted, and I was more than grateful, which is why then afterwards, like I'm like wanted to put the video, a little clip together, and catch my wife's reaction, all that, and then just put you on blast, like on social media, just because like you don't get attention to detail and care for something like that by just going through a
3-minute
drive
car
through
wash.
detail shop, or how Splash, everybody's familiar with Splash. Splash offers their detail whatever. I think a few car wash places do that. But it's like you'll be in and out in a half hour or even an hour. You can't expect to get the same quality that you're gonna get somebody coming to you, and this guy's putting 6 to 8 hours. Sometimes, if you got an SUV or a truck,
And then, like I said, that's another thing that people don't understand. Like I said, until you see it, like I have a couple of other customers that literally experience the same thing that you experienced. So this is what. So I'm gonna backtrack. So I started from my house.
doing the detail
detailing
for other people.
Yeah, so I started from my garage.
Because you still wasn't sure if you wanted to be even doing this. So.
Yeah, nah. Because like I said, I just did it as a hobby, and like I said, I liked it, and I like I said, I did that one car.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a long time because I didn't have the right tools, but
like anything.
That
joint, the right tools.
That joint turned out fire, so I'm like, I think I could do this.
Uh-huh.
And then the way that happened was I went.
How long ago was this now at this point? Where you
uh,
started working out of the house and begin this whole thing?
5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
So this is a pre-pandemic entrepreneur here, guys.
Yeah. So 5 years ago, and then the way that came about, I went to a car show in New York, and I was walking through the crowd. You know, they have the waxes and all that, and they do the demonstrations. So the guy was like, "Oh, you can get spray paint out, and this is that." So I'm looking, I'm like, "Can't get no freaking spray paint out."
Oh wow.
And then he goes, "And you can make your car waterproof." So I'm like, he's like, "I see your face, like you don't believe it, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't believe it." He's like, "Come here." So he got me. So I went over.
Did they have an actual car?
No,
there?
they had the like panels.
Oh, panels.
So
okay.
when you go to car show, they have actual cars, but they do panels, whatever. So he said, "Look at this spot right here." So he waxed it, and then he put another spray wax on top of it. He said, "Now it's completely waterproof." So he grabs the water and pour it on, and literally nothing stuck to it. I'm like, nah. He goes, "Yeah, you want to try it?" So then I tried it. I wiped it in. He said, "It's easy, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "You can do it." So in my head,
light bulb,
bro, literally in my head, I was
You're
like,
right, sir. I can.
I was like, bro, I could do it. So he's like, it's $30 a bottle, and you can do X amount of cars with it. So I did the numbers. I'm like, I can
calculating.
Yeah, I could do a bunch of cars. So I'm like, you know what? I'll take a bottle. So I took the bottle. I think I waxed my car first, and then I was, like I said, waxing
I gotta get mine.
my bikes, and then I got the confidence, and like I said, I finally did that first car, and that joint turned out fire. Then it was a wrap after that. But in the beginning, like I literally was, from the morning all the way to night, bro. Working like a slave, bro.
On one car?
Bro, no, literally. But it was, to me, it was like.
The quality mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't about trying to push out a bunch of numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, hey, when I finish this, I want it to look as beautiful as when I do mine.
Yeah. And that's how so whenever I do a car, I do it as if it's my car. So that's why the car always comes out the way it does, because I give every car love as if it's
powerful.
Mine. Yeah.
If only all our businesses took the same approach.
Yeah.
Out there in the community. Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, when it comes to business, I tell people at the end of the day, it's not really all about the money, it's about the quality. So if you get the quality down pat and consistency, they're automatically gonna come back. But if you worried about making $1, like
if that's the driving force, yeah. But it's one of those things too where if the rest will come, right? If the right thing is focused and in position, and you're focused on quality or what have you, all the other things that you'd like to have are just going to be automatic. Like you even said, like with demand, every small business or entrepreneur venture wants to have the ability to make revenue or have demand. You said, hey, I'm not going out of my way doing marketing, doing all of this, advertisement, but because you approach the task with such quality, all of that stuff chases after you and comes automatic without you trying.
Literally.
So it's like, hey, I'm not doing any marketing, but somehow I'm inundated with demand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then obviously demand leads to revenue, so that's a no-brainer. Are you any closer to kind of making the entire leap into like the entrepreneur space, or like what's your plan? Do you have a strategy for that?
So how long is this gonna be broadcast? Because I don't want to.
Well, this is usually like an hour show.
No. I mean,
like from now, we're like 6 to 8 weeks pre-recorded. So
okay,
this will come out in like a month and a half or 2 months from now.
Oh, all right then. Yeah. So when that time come, I
think I'll be fully leapt from the cliff.
No, like it's like I could have been.
Cause you've been at this 9 to 5 for a long time.
Literally 15 years.
Yeah, so I imagine it's on the horizon.
The thing that was holding me back before was the insurance. So I was the one who's paying for the insurance.
Explain that. What do you mean insurance?
Insurance for the family.
The health insurance.
Yeah. So insurance
that was
for the
my
family.
That was my fear as well,
bro.
A bunch of people out there, they can't figure that part out,
and
that's what keeps them at the 9 to 5.
Literally, it's like, bro, and then since I'm no longer at the job, the insurance sucked. So, we got bought out by another company, and like, it just changed
for worse.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. As far as the insurance.
As far as everything. But like I said, everybody always say that when a company comes in and they buy out and they say it's gonna be good or whatever. But in this case, it really wasn't. But like I said, that just pushed me to go harder.
To seek out.
Yeah.
Figuring out the whole health insurance. Once I figured it out, I was so angry with myself. Like I could have did this 10 years ago.
Yeah, but like we said earlier, we don't know. And and like you said, it really is scary, bro. Like
it's frightening
because
you're like, this is gonna exactly be the time where everybody gets sick.
Yep.
I'm gonna need medical.
But me and my wife Tiana, we talked about it because she was praying for a job for the longest. Like she wanted to get out her job like bad, like
not the job she's currently at.
No.
Okay.
Previously. Her other job.
Okay.
But because her other job didn't offer the insurance.
Yep.
So the new job, she got it. She got more pay. Like I said, work from home, and insurance. So when she said that, in my head I was like, yeah, I could leave now. And then I started thinking about, I was like, nah, let me stack a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, I don't really need to stack more because I'm actually losing money by being there.
That part.
Yeah.
That becomes the like thing your brain starts looking at is, if I can do a thing that I love and I'm passionate about for, an hour of my time doing that thing can, make me $100 on average an hour versus the 9 to 5 I'm punching a clock at paying me
$200,
20, 30, even 40, $50 an hour. You can't beat doubling that for something that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
So even if you get paid $50 an hour at a fantastic 9 to 5, for every hour you're there, you're not making the double or triple that sometimes that you could be making doing something that you actually love doing.
Yeah. And then sometimes I was on like in time frames where I had to get stuff done. So to me, I call it a.
What do you mean time frames? You had to get stuff done at the 9 to 5?
No, at the shop.
Okay, at the shop.
So for my 9 to 5, I work 3 days. So
okay.
I know it sounds like a little bit, but those 3 days is a lot.
Yep.
So it was Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Sundays. And then, Sundays are like family days.
Yep.
So it kind of sucked because you got to wake up and then you do a little bit and then I go in at 6:30. Then that's it. So 6:30 to 7:30 in the morning. And then 7:30 in the morning, I go to the shop and work all day.
All day.
Literally.
That's literally what I think you did the day you did my vehicle. It was like coming off of working all night already.
Bro.
And then into this now 8-hour shift with my vehicle at the shop.
Yeah. And like I said.
You're a machine, bro.
Bro. So you just gave me goosebumps.
And I was expecting you to actually I remember one point in the shop while I'm sitting on the steps looking at you, I was actually like waiting because like I was gonna record you. Like, you know how we always joking each other.
Falling asleep?
Exactly.
Nah.
I'm like, I'm gonna catch this dude nodding off while he's like doing my carpet.
Nah.
And this dude like showed no sign of stopping. That was insane.
Yeah. So remember, even though you're my boy, but you're still a customer. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna show that slouch or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I said,
Even to the point, not to cut you off, even to the point, I get, again, this is me just like, you know, breaking his balls. I get back home with the vehicle and I remember finding a crumb, one like dot of something or piece of lint. And I remember I took a picture of it and I was like, you missed something. And this dude was literally like, no, but serious. Like, you want me to come swing by there? I can come over there. And I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? Heck no. It's a piece of lint, man. Like,
no, I take my work serious.
Which probably came off of my clothes when I got in there.
Nah, I take my work serious. Like when it comes to stuff like that, because my brand is on the line. Like I said, it could be something small to you, but you can tell another person like, oh, this was left in the car.
Yeah.
So now they'll be like, oh, really? So you paid all that money and this is that. So.
But a lot of people take that approach to whether it's a family member or friendships that they have and it comes to their business.
Yeah.
They kind of, you know, skim off with the quality with those people that they know. And I think to a bigger degree, maybe we might experience that at a macro level in like the Black community at large.
No.
Whereas like, hey, if we're a Black owned business, hey, maybe we, you know, if we're catering an event, okay, let's say for another, you know, minority or, you know, a Black family, we might not give our best quality, but, you know, if maybe some other ethnic group, you know, solicits us for our business or our company service, we give them, you know, pull out the stops, you know, pull out the stops, the red carpet. Yeah. So it's like, you know, I think we have to definitely make sure with every approach for every business, if it's something that you care about, I mean, I guess that's the caveat. You know, if you're only doing it for money, then you probably don't have that mindset.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it because you want something like longevity, you want something like legacy built with this brand name that generations to come, your kids can inherit this brand name and it still carry weight, you know, then yeah, you're probably more fixated on quality.
And that's what I tell like my mentees. Like I mentor a couple of detailers. So I tell them like, if you're gonna detail the car, just like when I used to sing. If you're gonna sing, like sing the song, like don't have do the whole thing. And
have you always been that way though? Like, you know, even as like a younger man, like growing up as a, you know, preteen, teenager, adolescent, like has that always been kind of your kind of general worldview, like outlook?
As far as like wanting to be the best?
Well, I guess wanting to be the best, you know, being focused on quality over quantity, those things, or were they things that you kind of, as you got older as an adult, learned over time or from other maybe failed experiences in business?
I want to say,
like, who taught you that? Where did you get that? And like, at what age, how early on were you getting that? Because it doesn't click for many of us a whole lifetime.
The thing was, my father taught me a lot in my younger years. So my father passed away when I was 10 years old. So before he passed, like he taught me a lot in life.
Oh, he packed a lot in that 10 years.
And that's why when I think about it, like, and I think of like other 10-year-olds, I'm like, yo, if I was 10 and I learned all that stuff, like I can only imagine what they think or what they know. But I want to say I started at an early age. And like I said, I always hung around older people. So when I talk to people, they be like, I thought you was older than that. Like I say, because we got old souls. So
yeah.
But between that and then I can't remember when I started singing, but when I started singing, my cousin Aaron and our boy Pee Wee, that was another thing, like doing critiquing and like, I used to hate when, I know we all subject, but I used to hate when Pee Wee used to sing my backgrounds, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm singing and he coming in, and no, but it only made me better.
Yeah,
like I used to dislike Pee Wee and Aaron because they were like, nah, it don't sound right. And I was giving my best.
He was killing it.
And they're like, no, it's
you
not
had the
good.
vein and everything,
No,
and they was like, nah, bro, that's not it.
But like I said, it made me stronger to the point where now when I went to other studios, I know what I had to do. I know, tell them when to click in or whatever it is. So now I look like freaking the man when I'm in there. They were like, yo, this dude
goat,
is
man.
Yeah.
You've been doing this for decades.
Yeah, but like I said, it's thanks to, like I said, Aaron
having the critique.
Yeah,
like you can't be afraid of that. I think a lot of people are really like overly sensitive when they're thinking about taking their baby, we call it, their passion and their talent to the masses, right? So they first circle through their family, right? They go like, hey, what do you think about this? Whether it's a talent, a performance talent, whether it's a tangible service or whatever, you want to bring it to the people that you care about, that care about you.
Yeah.
And you want to be like, hey, look at this, whether you're an artist, whatever. But because it's your baby, I think it's fair to acknowledge that we do become very vulnerable and sensitive, right? Because so I'm really passionate about this. And then you bring it to somebody that cares about you and supports you, but the minute you get, a criticism that you don't like, it's like the walls tumbling down for many of us.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not even really sure if that vulnerability or sensitivity can be totally done away with. I think that just comes automatic with it being your passion, your baby. Yeah. But I think having a changed mindset or perspective about what's actually happening in that moment is what you can change. You can fix that. And so if these are people that support you, care about you, they're clearly not saying, hey, bro, that's not it. Or, hey, I think you need to work on that. They're not saying that because they're trying to be egregiously mean. Yeah. Right? I think they're saying it from a place of genuinely caring about you. Yeah. Otherwise, you just have a bunch of yes men around you. Yeah. What's the point of that?
Because like I said, again, when it comes to music, having yes men and music is garbage, and then they're like, yo, that joint fire. Then you go to play it. Bro.
All the boys in the studio going, yo, that's fire.
Yo, but I don't really, but
that's trash, really. Yeah. I think, people call me mean, but there's some like certain like key friends of mine, people that are in the entrepreneurial space that like actually like low key get a kick out of or like look forward to being able to tell them something is trash. Yeah. But I think being friends for so long and them knowing that's the circle they've put themselves in that's going to really hold them accountable to quality. Yeah. I think it's made them better. And so I don't get to get that opportunity much, if ever. It's because it's like now every time they bring something to me, it's fire.
Top, like it's at the top of the game.
Because they know I'm going to tell them the truth. Yeah. So what's been like one of the things where, you're doing like detailing and I would imagine, because I'm not somebody that gets my car detailed often at all, just because I'm like, I don't want to put that much money into a car. Maybe when I get my dream car, I'll be that guy. In fact, correction, I know when I get my dream car, I'm going to be that guy. Like, I'm going to be looking for the Ant, like, lifetime membership package. Like, just give me a price so I don't have to worry about anything. But I imagine the type of customers you run across are across a big spectrum, but there are people who they obviously want to look good. They want the vehicle that they're in to look good. Mm-hmm. And they may have a certain amount of
budget.
Yeah, budget, or they might have a certain amount of economic status that comes with, that or whatever, depending on, because you literally do all types of cars, from exotic to the everyday Honda. Yeah. So coming across such a varied or broad spectrum of clients like that, what will you say is the most difficult thing you encounter when dealing with a client? Let's say a new client, because obviously if it's regular, then you've probably ironed out those things. Yeah. So a new client, what's the most difficult thing you run into? So
to me, I don't really say it's like
or challenging or whatever. I'm saying look at it from an entrepreneur standpoint, not like a personal
Yeah.
so much. But from just you being an entrepreneur, you having a small crew, and you having, again, a broad array of different clientele,
Yeah.
what's the biggest challenge for you?
So when it comes to challenges, you have a customer that call on the phone and be like, I have such and such car, and I want to get a roundabout price, whatever it is. So,
By the way, I'm that guy.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm that customer.
No, so I learned how to
I'm probably
do.
the worst customer.
No, but I learned how to deal with everybody. So the number one thing is making the customer feel comfortable.
Okay.
So I'll make the customer feel comfortable. So I say, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really can't give you a price because like every car is different.
Every car is different.
Just like how everybody personality is different. So you can have,
Okay, well, let me text you my vehicle right now, sir. I'm texting you pictures of my vehicle.
but and then I said pictures are not the same as in person.
They're not.
So my whole thing is at the end of the day, I'm gonna get you to come down, or I'm gonna go to you. If not, then it wasn't meant to be. Because I'm not gonna waste your time. You're not gonna waste my time.
He said, if not, it just wasn't meant to be.
No, I'm just being honest.
No, but that's a really great position to take. You know, then you're saying it wasn't just meant to be, but another way of putting that is just kind of like, well, I guess I'm not the business for you, or I'm not the company. And I think a lot of people, because a lot of small businesses, they don't want to risk losing another number because their focus is the numbers, and so they end up putting themselves in a bad situation down the road. In the long run, that shows that it was a waste of their time because they couldn't just at the initial phone call couldn't just immediately identify this might not be my ideal client. This might not be a client for me.
But that's when it comes to like knowing your value,
knowing your value. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Knowing your value. Where I can, and I think that's the point every business, owner, small business owner wants to get to, is a place where they can not like with the degree of sass or sarcasm or disrespect, they could get to a point where they can just, in like that confidence with their value, but decline business.
Yeah, but I'm not doing it in a rude way.
No, that's what I mean. That's why I said it's not to be rude or whatever or catty or anything. It's to recognize not just the value of my work, what I do, but also the value of my time personally, like work aside.
Yeah.
The value of my time and then the work that I do, because it's excellent work, being comfortable going, hey, no harm, no foul. Looks like I'm probably not the guy for you. But hey, again, you have a small network of other mentees or other detailers,
Yeah.
Hey, you might want to reach out to this guy. He does some great work also.
And that's where I get him. So I said, I can't promise you if the work is going to be the same, but like I said, what differentiates me from them, I'm certified, licensed, and assured.
What differentiates me from them is
I'm certified.
I'm the sensei. I am the teacher.
But so once
when they have an issue, they call me for it.
No. Yeah, you're laughing. I'm serious.
I know.
Bro.
I'm laughing because you're serious. I know.
But like I said, it's a blessing. Like I said, being able to do that. So I call myself like I'm the detailer that details the detail.
I detail the detailers.
Yeah, and I'm also the pastor detailer too. So
the pastor detailer.
Yeah,
exactly. There's got to be the sensei, and then there's the grand master that teaches the senseis.
Yeah.
So,
and then to answer your question, I'll bring it back down to where they want it. So remember, they want something cheap and they want quality. So I said, listen,
is there ever such a thing?
Yeah.
There's cheap quality.
Yeah.
That goes totally against what we know as you get what you pay for, though.
So I'm gonna tell you what cheap quality is. So my car wash is somebody's detail, if that makes sense.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
I see.
If they want to take it there, like my car wash is somebody's detail. Like I get all in the wheel wells, So that's why I take it down. So if
leave them feeling like they got it detailed.
Yeah. So
but you did it right.
Like I said, it's not gonna be a deep clean. I'll get the surfaces or whatever. But like I said, I feel like people get over on me because certain people know that I'm anal. So I'm not gonna just like leave the stain there. I'm like, freak, bro.
Yeah.
Like they're like, yo, don't do it. I'm like, bro. They're like, yo, they pay for this. I'm like, you know what? I said it's quality, bro. And I always try
Yeah.
to use that as a quick. I'm like, it's quality. They was like, nah, bro, you're gonna lose. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm just gonna take this one stain out before I know I'm doing all the other stuff. But like I said, you just have to know how to cater to
Yeah.
your clients.
What's like been one of your detailed clients' horror stories?
So I think I have one like horror story because I went against the grain. I remember I never ever give a quote without looking at a car.
Okay.
I mean, never. Like never,
Yeah.
because starting in the beginning, like I got burnt a few times, and like I learned from my mistakes. And the same thing with the whole deposit thing. I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I came home from the 9 to 5. I was really, really tired. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take a quick nap. It's never to take a quick nap because everybody's calling me in between it, and I feel like I have to answer the phone. And so I answer the phone. I change my voice. Remember, I'm like this, sleep. Then they call me, hello. I'm sorry, hello. They're like, yeah, I want to get a price on whatever. I have such and such car. And I was like, all right, well, you have to come down to the shop and I'll take a look at it. And this is that. They're like, well, I know I want to get it done. So I have customers that I'm used to, like they'll tell me that they want such and such and they don't care about a price. And like that's it. They'll bring it down in that day, and those are my best customers. Yo.
Yeah. They're
So-
like, yo, I know I'm gonna get what I pay for.
Yeah. So I'm thinking it's one of those. So I'm like, all right, cool. I said I usually don't do this, but I'll set it for Friday. So I think that Thursday came, and they never respond. So I didn't think they was gonna get it done. So they pop up on, I believe, that Thursday. They're like, oh, I'm dropping the car off. I'm like, how are you dropping the car off if you never respond to my text? I said, you know what? Freak it. I'll do it. Remember, I never gave them a price. So they told me.
Even when they showed up.
Yeah. So they told me it was one thing, and then they showed up with another thing. So the other thing was way bigger than what
Wow.
they like told me. So like I said, I gave them. Matter of fact, I did give them a price. I gave them a ballpark price of that one thing that they told me.
Okay.
But when they showed up with the other thing, like it was like
big boy.
yeah. So I'm like, nah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. And then they already left. So I'm like, I'll just tell them in the morning. So the morning came. No, I think I told them that night. Yeah. So I was like, listen, the price that I gave you was for this, and you bring this, and it's not going to work. So it's going to be a little bit more. So I was like, well, I said, you know what? I'll just keep it there because I don't like confrontation. I never had confrontation. So I'm like, you know what?
Okay.
I'm going to honor the price, and like,
Okay.
that's it.
But you had a very good point to
Yeah.
stand on
Yeah. But
as a business owner, but
yeah.
but you took the L.
I
Okay.
said, you know what?
I'll eat this one.
Yeah. So then, remember, I'm not used to being rushed. When people come to the shop, I said, listen, I take my time because, like I said, I want to get it right. I want to make sure everything is done. Like I said, you're taking years of scratches. You're taking years of dirt. And I'm taking out in hours or days. So people don't understand that. Remember, you have years of built-in gunk and dirt and the cracks, the crevices, the seat belts,
all that.
the
That's
body.
my car.
But no, your car wasn't that bad. But yeah, so I'm like, you know what, Freak it, I'm gonna do this. They called me like a couple hours later. Well, are you gonna be done by such and such time? So I'm like, I'm looking like, remember, I never got talked to like this before. This is my business. Like, you're not gonna, like, first of all, I already gave you.
First off, I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah, bro,
Number one.
I squeezed you in.
Number one.
Yeah, I squeezed you in. I gave you a dope price.
You got me messed up.
Bro. But you live and learn. So they're like telling me what products not to use because remember, I can't blame the person because they're used to a certain service that they get from the other car wash.
Yeah.
So the other car wash, they'll put degreaser and all that junk and just make your car smell crazy. So she had in mind that smell. So she's like, oh, don't use this and don't use. I'm like, well, I don't use that. I use like high grade
Yeah.
stuff, not stuff that you get from the store.
I don't use the 7-Eleven stuff, man.
So I felt like disrespected, but I held my cool and I held my tongue, and I was like, all right. I said, you know what? I said, don't worry about it. I'm gonna take care of it, but I'm not gonna be done at this time. I'm just letting you know that now.
Yeah.
So she's like, well, she said something. She's like, well,
at what point did you tell them you could come get your car?
no, that was the point. But remember,
because I'm not gonna be done at the time you need it to be done. So there's that. So what are we doing?
My name, remember, I always have in mind my name is on the line.
Okay.
So I'm already halfway in. But before they started, my nephew, who's the GOAT, bro, he's awesome.
Yep.
My nephew Demir, he started taking the stuff out, and then at that point I should have told him, like, put it back in and don't worry about it. Like, I should have did it at that point, but I wanted a point to prove to myself. I don't know why, but
he wanted to challenge himself.
Yeah. So, like I said, I wind up doing it. So, at one point, she just got an attitude because I just stopped responding because I don't look at my phone when I'm working.
Yeah, I'm trying to work.
I put my phone down.
Yeah.
And then I looked, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm not impressed," and like all this other stuff. So now I'm insulted because, like, who are you to come at me the way that you are? And like I said, I have people that's waiting months to get into your spot, and then like you don't know the quality that you're getting.
Yeah.
So like I said, I had to literally like humble myself and like
that's tough.
I say, you know what, and still give quality, because I could have just been like, you know what, and just half did it. But remember, half did it is not in my vocabulary.
No.
So it took everything in me. I worked overnight, bro. Overnight. Remember, I worked overnight the night before. So I'm up 2 days straight, bro, working on your car, and you talking junk to me.
You're wild. What is your, like, well, finish the story.
So now I'm like going through it. So now I'm at the point, like, she just steady talking. So now I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? I'm doing this for free. You know why I'm doing it for free, right? Because if she pays me or is one little speck or whatever, then you're not about to bash my name. So
I'm the same way.
Bro, if it's free, you can't complain about it.
Exactly.
So I literally wanted to get done as fast as I can, and I was going to bring the car to you. Don't worry about coming to my shop.
Yep.
I'm literally going to bring the car to you. Don't worry about it. Whoever you want to refer me, don't worry about it. No, I don't want nothing to do with you, your family, your friends, nothing. Like, that's how, like, I'm still traumatized to this day.
Nah, I'm the same way like that. Like, nah, for sure.
But I'm glad I went through that. Like I said, I don't go through that, like, never, ever, 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 ever again because of that point.
Nah, I think I'm the same way. I really, really value my, the reputation of my name.
Your brand.
So if somebody, because I literally, like, fairly recently, like a couple months ago, had the exact same experience where I ended up just still doing the work and giving the person their money back.
Yeah.
And have since, like, not responded to him, haven't said anything. Like, and the sad part though is I think at the time, I know for a fact from at the time and up until now, this day, they haven't even acknowledged that I still gave them and did what I said I would, even though at this point they got it for free.
Yeah.
And it was all just because, again, I felt like my name and reputation was going to come into questioning.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that's, there's some point at which that becomes unhealthy because we can't always sustain that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just because we're threatened by someone, getting ready to tarnish our name, we can't jump to every person doing that. But occasionally, there's a time where, time and the way just the stars align permitted me to be able to do this for you, to just make a point. Yeah. And that'll be the last time I deal with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, when to decipher when to do it and when not to do it.
Yeah.
But
well, I guess with time. But the thing I was going to cut you off when I said I'm going to let you finish the story is when you're catching yourself in times like this with and this is for anybody listening, any work that you do, and it's taking you past what we would know as just normal human being hours, and you are someone like you and myself that has a family, has a wife, have children, like. These days are like occasions where you're doing an overnight, you're working on someone's vehicle all day, and then maybe that vehicle or another vehicle comes right behind them, and you're going into another night, and you're doing stuff for 2 days straight and not, going home or spending time with your family for this. Like your wife isn't chewing your entire head off your shoulder.
So I'm gonna be real with you. So when Tiana sees it, she's
because I know my wife is she's chomping my whole dome piece off, which is why I don't often. I say I have my moments occasionally where I get in trouble, like the day before yesterday, recently. But they're few and far between.
Yeah.
Yes.
But nah, I got chewed out like a few times, but like I always tell her, this is what separates us from everybody else. We're not doing the norm. Like the stuff that I'm doing is, like you said, like literally superhuman, bro. Like, I
mean, but for the wife or for, any of us, for the spouses, because some of us, some of the listeners who are hearing me and you, maybe, they're the wife who's working crazy in their business and it's the husband that left at home.
Yeah.
But when you say to your spouse, while working passionately long hours in your entrepreneur vision, that, hey, this is what separates me. So this is why I'm putting in these long hours, or why I didn't make it to dinner on time, or this. Do you really think our spouses understand that?
No. Well,
so when you say it to your wife, for instance, like, do you really think she hears you say that and then a light bulb goes off or it clicks for her and goes, all right, I don't need to be upset that you're spending long hours, away from home, because I get it. You're got to be different from the next guy.
But it took a while to get there. Like still to this day, I get some lashback, but it took literally a while to get there where I'm just like, man, I know she's going to have an attitude, but I just got to do it. Not saying I don't care,
I
but
just got to do it, man.
Nah, like it came to the point
Let me just numb my back now, so when I get in the house, I can take these 30 lashes.
Bro, and like I said, it sucks because, like I said, I'm sacrificing time from the kids and sacrificing time for her. But I'm thinking about the long run. So by me sacrificing now while we're young, we're going to be able to do literally whatever we want when we want. But like I said, with anything in life, you have to sacrifice.
What is it that you think had to happen, or what did you maybe get good at doing that you said over time helped her get better? Or do you think that was all on her part? She did something maybe mentally or took a new perspective and maybe you had nothing to do with it.
So I think,
did you make certain adjustments or do things that helped her get better over time with?
To be honest, she'll probably say no, but to be honest, I think it's like the amount of money that I had coming in.
She starts seeing the Benjamins.
Yeah, so.
See these Benjamins? You was ready to put the whip down. Yeah. Put the whip down. You gonna whip me with these Benjamins in my hand?
But then again, at the end of the day, I'm learning now, like I said, it's not all about money.
That was gonna be my next point, right? Because the spouse at home, they truly want you.
Yeah.
Right? The money's nice, it'll appease and calm for a little bit, but ultimately they want you.
Yeah. And like I said, we're at that point now where she been wanting me to leave the other job, and I'm like, babe,
which is going to benefit her in having you more time.
At home.
You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, you're like all of us good business entrepreneurs are going to do. We're going to book that extra time and some more clients, but you got to find. Yes. You got to find the time to let the wife feel like she won something also. Yeah.
And then also, like I said, there's times where they'll come down to the shop and, like I said, be there with me, or we'll have dinner.
And that's the benefit of it being your business.
Yeah.
You're the boss there.
Yeah.
Can't nobody be like, oh no, your kids can't be over here. I think that's what I love about having my own studio space. I don't have to be out at a certain time, or what I mean. Like my wife and I, we've had date night in here. Like she's brought dinner, we here, at midnight or, any time of the night I want to.
But yeah. And then we had a few talks, and the whole thing is communication.
Yeah.
Like letting her know what I want to do and what we're gonna do for the future, and like I don't know, like something clicked, and like I said, she got it.
I mean, you said the biggest thing. Like it's the communication piece.
Yeah.
I think that I'm like a present thing. I won't say it's new, but from time to time, a difficulty I'm having with my wife and being a full-time entrepreneur is, I'm pursuing, trying to, get the business to where it can come out of the negative. Like, it's those 3 cycles.
Yeah.
You begin in the negative, you then break even, and then you get into the, I'm in the profit, stage. So I'm trying to, ramp up business things, infrastructure to, quickly get out of the debt, break even, start to get into, profit margin and then beyond.
Yeah.
And a big part of my motivation has been, because the money isn't the motivation. When it's your passion and you're in something you love doing, the motivation is the thing itself. I get to do that thing as my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Getting money from that thing is secondary.
Yeah.
Right? I'm already living the dream if I get up in the morning and I go do the thing I love to do.
Yeah.
Now, me making great money doing it is the secondary. My pursuit now has gone to my focus when it's like ramping up business. I'm trying to put in the extra hours, and my wife is saying, "Hey," and tell me if your wife has said this. The wife will say,
I'm gonna say yeah because
my wife will say, "Hey, but honey, I don't need much."
Yeah.
And I'll say, "Honey, listen." And it works in reverse for me in the way that she wants what she just said. The way she wants it to hit me is hit me where it goes, "Oh, all right, I'm so relieved now. I'll dial back." What she doesn't realize is because you're such a loving and such a supportive wife, and because, lastly, because you're a wife that doesn't ask me for almost anything, because of that, that's why I go out here and seek to bust my behind and break my neck for you to have the world.
Yeah.
Is because you never ask.
Yeah.
You never ask. And for me, that's a thing that pulls me and draws me to want to work that much harder for our family.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. Is that an experience that you feel like? Does it hit you the same way like that? Like when you feel like, yo, I got a wife that just wants me. Like when they say stuff like that, like I just want you. And because I know that, you inspire me. I want to be so much more than just me for you. Like because you know what I mean. You're not this freaking gold digging chick.
Bro, nah, I feel literally the same way. And like you said, for that reason, I want to go harder. And if you want this, then you can get this. And
or maybe you don't want it, but I want it for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't ask it, but you know what? I want you to have it.
And like I said, a definition of like a real vacation. Like to me, a real vacation is when you go somewhere you don't have to worry about food, you don't have to worry about clothes, you don't have to worry about whatever you want to do is whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And like, oh man, I'm gonna spend my rent money, and whatever you want to do when you're on vacation, you're on vacation. But once you get back on that plane, that's it.
Yeah.
But
it's go time. But that's the definition of work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
All right. It can't just be work hard and then we barely play at all.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not fair.
Yeah. And it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
Eventually, you know what I mean? Some of the things that I imagine go through your mind while you're spending countless hours on one particular vehicle. I'll zero in on one particular thing you do to vehicles while you're meticulously. I watch you with that small freaking tool, freaking basically grooming like a daggone award-winning French poodle or something, like grooming the freaking carpet. By hand, when I say a hand tool, guys, listen to this real quick. I'm gonna try to, I love, painting imagery with words. I'm not talking about using a hand tool to clean a carpet, like when you think maybe, I don't know, some Dyson or, hand vac machine, right? No, when I say a hand tool, I'm talking about a tool literally no bigger than the size of his hand. So imagine there's the surface area of the entire carpet in the front of the car, the back of the car, the back seat. Just think of the surface area and how long it'll take for a vehicle that hasn't had its carpet done in 4+ years with a family of 4, kids, French fries, freaking dog, everything. How long you think it takes to get the surface area of an entire vehicle clean with a tool that's no bigger than the palm of your hand? I'm watching this guy move like that. I have to imagine when you're doing meticulous, long tasks like that, doing the thing you enjoy doing, it has to cross your mind to stay motivated doing something like that. Some of the motivation has to come from envisioning the time in the future, in the moment in the future, where you get to be with your family and play super hard.
Yeah.
Whether it's memories or photographs, video from the last time we played hard, and now I'm back at it again on my hands and knees with the hand tool again, spending hours on somebody's carpet. That's like, some of that has to play through your mind.
Yeah, it does. And that's another reason, like I said, why I do what I do. Like, my sons are 2 and 6. Well, he'll be 7 in a few weeks. But my whole thing is I want to work hard now. That way later I'll be able to participate, going to the games. So now I don't have to go to my job and be like, oh, can I take this off? Can I take that off? No, I'm my own boss.
Yes, exactly.
So now, as we talked about earlier, now if I want to be a sponsor, I could sponsor the team.
That part.
Or if I want to go on a field trip, I can go on a field trip and not have to worry about it. Like, that's what I work hard for. Yeah. Because like I said, I've seen fathers where they can't get off work and they can't go on field trips. Or that's
really the, when you have, in your particular case, your family's still very young.
Yeah.
And so you have the kind of advantage to kind of look ahead and plan and put together a strategy to say, hey, when these 2 young boys of mine get a little older and things like outside of school sports are ramping up and things and activities they want to do, and they start to develop more of their own personal identities and they want more of dad's time or what have you, I've already put in the countless hours on the ground level in the infrastructure building this brand, this business. And now I have a team of individuals working for me that are equally, or if not more, meticulous than I.
Yep. And that's my main thing. Like, I'm real meticulous. So me grooming my guys and, like I said, getting them to that point.
Yeah.
Like I said, now I can, like, I do it now.
How many guys do you have at this point?
So I have three guys.
Okay.
So like I said, I'll set them up. And then, like I said, they'll do whatever the work is, but I still go over whatever they do.
Yeah.
Like, I have the last,
checks and balances. I got to see everything going out the shop.
So my, I'm going to keep bringing up my nephew. But my nephew, Demir, like I said, he was with me from like day one from the house. So I groomed him at the house. And like I said, he's stuck with me. And he's still sticking with me literally to this day. Wow. So like I said, I took him under my wing. Like I said, he's my nephew, but he's kind of like my son too. Because he didn't really have a father figure. So I'm like his father figure. And like I said, he looks up to me. And like, I'm going to make sure he's going to be the greater version of me. So
yeah. You got to be always, what they say, preparing for your replacement.
Yeah,
because you can't predict what's gonna happen to you tomorrow.
Yeah, and on top of that, he's young. He's only 22. He's 22 and he knows the stuff that I know, bro. That's scary.
Yeah.
And then it's
So by the time he's your age,
I told him
he's gonna be the GOAT.
I told him by the time he's 25, he'll be a millionaire. Like I said, long as you stick with me and you stay close and girls are always gonna be there. Like I said, just stay focused.
Don't get distracted.
And then I have another individual that's at the shop. Well, he's like my little brother as well. His name is Malcolm. When I say phenomenal, bro, phenomenal.
How old
bro.
is he?
Malcolm, I believe, is 23 or 24. But
Another young dude.
yo, his brains is crazy. Like he literally can do anything. When I say anything, anything. Like anything. Like he'll look at it, do research, he'll be like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Like it's scary. So like I said, it'll be times where, like I said, I'm busy doing the car and I say I want to get this done and he'll surprise me and just do it. So in a way, I kind of feel like we be in competition with each other because I want to please him and he want to please me. Like it's
It's
like,
healthy.
yeah, it's
healthy
literally
competition.
dope.
Yeah.
And then I have another guy that I mentor. He's dope as well. Like I said, he started, I want to say like 4 years ago.
Okay.
He reached me through the internet and he wanted to know a few things about detailing. So I was like, if you serious, like come down. Because people always hit me up and they just want to talk.
Yeah.
Literally just want to talk. So he was serious and he came down. He came to my house and it was raining. So I'm like, have you ever washed? I said, you know how to wash a car? Everybody know how to wash a car. He's like, yeah. I said, no. Do you know how to wash a car? Like, how many buckets you need to wash a car? Then he said, I'm like, nah, you got the 2-bucket method. So you got your rinse bucket, you got your wash bucket, and then you have your bucket for your tires. So he's like, all right. I said, have you ever washed a car in the rain? Like, what do you mean? I said, have you ever washed a car in the rain? He was like, no. So I showed him how to wash a car in the rain. I said, it shouldn't matter if it's raining, if it's snow, if it's shine, because
I actually ain't washing no car in the rain.
what's the difference?
It's raining.
Bro, you put your rain suit on.
I'm wet.
Bro, nah, that's what the rain suit is for. But
I gotta go get a rain suit.
Nah, so
now you done added more expenses to my car wash.
Nah, so you wash it and then you pull it in the garage or whatever it is. But my thing
Assuming you got a garage.
Nah, my thing is I don't want people to do easy. If I have to do it hard, you gotta do hard. So
facts.
If I went through it, you're gonna go through it. But I do it in a nice way.
Yeah.
Like I groom just like how they do in the army and all that. I do the same exact thing, but just in the detail world. So
I love it, man.
Even with my nephew, like I was hard on him, like far as like making sure he get the stuff done in the code and I don't know. And when
brutal.
It's like terrible cars with dog hair and all that, I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, bro, you got it. And
you're up.
Yeah, but that groomed him too. So now he'd be like, yo, let's get it done. Like he don't complain about nothing.
Yeah.
Like whatever the job is, he get it done, yo. And like I said, he get that from his mother and my mother. So like we all got this crazy work ethic in us.
I'm definitely trying to collab on the next patent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how my brain be going. I'm not the labor guy. I'm the brains guy thinking of the science behind stuff.
Yeah.
So like even when I was watching you that day on the carpet, where my brain goes is I'm like, what's the science that's making that device do that well? And what's making the other devices not do it well?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then what else is out there that's actually not in this industry, but other industries that could be taken and brought over here?
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? So I love that. But we done been over an hour, man, chit chatting.
We haven't even like scratched the surface.
We haven't, bro. This is why I gotta get you like multiple times. You're supposed to be like a regular staple here at the stew, man.
You better get this 5 hours in and split it.
This is fine. Yo, I'm about to put them on get on the detail calendar.
I'll take my shirt off and make it look like another
make it look like another episode. Yo, that's exactly facts, yo. I have to get to the part that I know I want to get to is for every entrepreneur out there, for people like us that have a family, and you touched on it earlier a little bit, but they have a passion, they have a business idea or something, a talent that they're passionate about, they're great at, and they'd love to do it for a living, but they're held up by whether it's a fear of, what I'm going to do about health insurance or just fear of failing, right? What can you offer in the way of advice for the person who says maybe the health insurance isn't the like worry for them.
Yeah.
But maybe the worry for them is I am not going to have, if I take a leap of faith in myself, in my talent, in my passion, and I go to try to do this for a business, what if I don't get the support that I believe I need for it to grow? What do you say to the person who that's the idea holding them up?
So obviously, if you're at that point where you want to take the leap of faith, you got to be dope at what you do, right?
Oh, so you mean I just can't have faith?
No. I'm saying
I can't just be mediocre.
No.
I can't just be trash and just
No.
I got mad faith though.
No, I'm saying you can. No, you can have faith, but you gotta know what you gotta know what you got before you just. No, I'm being honest. So my whole thing is, like, if you can make $10 whatever you doing, then you got something.
Okay.
So if you're making money off of whatever you're doing, then you have something. But my whole thing is, before you do anything, you have to critique it, and you have to freaking do it like nobody else does it. So once you have that thing down packed, like I said, if you can make $10 from it, you can make $100. You can make $100. You can make $1,000. So you have to know that you know that you know. So now once you have that confidence, like, to me, is really no holding back. And who cares what your mother say? Oh, you're not going to make it. And remember, being an entrepreneur, you have to fail.
I'm just saying, why you got to be bringing people mother in this, yo?
Oh, no, I'm just saying because you have some business owners that...
Somebody getting snuffed out because their mamas put them in the ground.
Their mother,
killed
their sisters. Well, like I said, you got people that go against the grains, but like I said, you have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in you, nobody else are going to believe in you. So,
this is a fact.
And then, like I said, once you have that confidence, then you can, like I said, take a leap of faith. But you also have to be real with yourself. Like, don't put everything in that one basket. Like, you have to have some type of something else in order to take that leap of faith. Like I said, if
well, I mean, wouldn't some people argue if you have something else, then taking the leap of faith, in quotes, isn't truly a pure leap of faith if I just got something else?
But like, something else could be your wife, or something else can be
some support structure. Yeah. Okay.
Because like I said, you don't want to just dive like straight in. Like, long as you have something, like, God forbid.
I mean, I don't know. Some people still would say, hey, that would just be a pure leap of total faith. I have literally nothing. I'm going to just take this leap. I don't have nobody supporting me. Everybody telling me this is not a good idea. I can't do this. Because you have those paradigms for some people. Like, hey, their wife thinks it's a bad idea. Their husband thinks it's a bad idea. And, you know, I took my last $500 that I had in my savings to go and buy, you know, the initial equipment that I needed for this idea.
Or that trip.
And I believe that.
You just said it. That's the number one thing. You believed. Like, you have to believe, bro.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't believe and you have that doubt, then it's not going to go. Like, you have to believe, yo. Like,
was there ever a point in this journey for you as an entrepreneur where someone very close to you or someone whose opinion you held in high regard didn't believe in you? Or not didn't believe in you, but didn't believe in this idea that you had?
I want to say
no.
Yeah,
you're one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, because I've always had support. Like, always had support.
Yeah.
Like, my mom, my sister, my brother, like, my close one, because I support everybody else. So, like, it's just reciprocated. So
you reap what you sow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
so I get it.
Like, especially now at this, like, moment, at this point in my life, like, it has no other choice but to flourish.
Return back to me what I've been sowing.
Yeah. And like I said,
basically,
when I say countless hours, bro, like, freaking sometime 2 and 3 days straight not being home. Like I said, the stuff that I did, it wasn't normal, but I had to do it.
Yeah.
In order to get to where I got to. And then
respect it.
Going all the way back to the beginning, bro. In the beginning, I was doing full cars for $80, bro. Inside and out. But that's how I got nice.
Like, yeah, you had to wrap up the numbers.
Yeah.
to iron out the craft.
Yeah.
Right. If I don't got a bunch of opportunities, it's like a barber.
Yeah.
Just learn to cut here. I got to cut a lot of heads to start to zero in on my technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's how I got it. And then it came to a point where I just started talking to like random people. Like I stepped outside the box, and
Step out your comfort zone a bit.
I was already used to like I said, being in kind of like the limelight from when I perform and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not really like a nervous person, and like I literally can talk to a stranger out of nowhere. It'll be people from out of state, and I'll say. So I was at a gas station, and there was an older lady. I was like, "Oh, you have a nice car." She's like, "Oh, thank you." I said, "I noticed you have spider webbing." She's like, "What's that?" I said, "If you don't know what that is, you really need to come and talk to me." So I explained to her what it was.
He totally made that word up, spider webbing. There's no such thing.
Nah. So I told her what I did, and like she was amazed. She was like, "Well, you can come to my house." So when I first heard that, I'm like, "Yo, she don't know me from Adam."
That's a whole lane.
Yeah, like she don't know me from Adam and Eve. Like that's when I knew I had something.
Yeah.
So after that, that's when I went and got certified. So a lot of people don't even know you can get certified in detailing.
Heck no, because I didn't know until you told me. I was just like, people just out here, man, just YouTubing how to detail.
And I did that for a while, and I practiced on my car.
For this.
Freaking wet sanding, like anything that was done, I did on my car first because I want to mess my car up before I mess anybody else's car up.
Absolutely facts.
And that's what built my confidence up. So, like I said, I went and got certified from Simonize.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, it was a wrap.
Which is literally a global giant in itself. Like to the point hospitals rely on their brand for cleaning and like stuff. So if a hospital is using that brand, it's probably the best.
So then it was Simonize, and then I guess the work that I was doing was good, and BBB reached out, and then I got certified through them, which is big to me.
Heck yeah!
And then
speaks to quality.
I went and got certified for ceramic coating. So I went to Maryland for that, which is Fireball. Fireball, bro. When I say it's out of this world, out of this world. So the way I found out about Fireball, I went and got certified in Florida for the IDA. So that's the International Detail Association. So I went there.
There's an entire international body, guys, of detailing.
Bro,
it's crazy. This world out here.
But that's what I said. This is what separates me from everybody else. Like I took the time,
bro.
I took my money, my hours, like
traveling out of state to freaking take a class or learn something.
And then
that's OD, bro.
Where else did I go? I went to Jersey to get certified for PPF and vinyl wrap. But when I went there, like I literally gained a brother. So I met another person that's just like me. Like literally just like me. Like works overnight, freaking does crazy, bro. And so when I told him that's what I do, he didn't believe me. So I literally did a 5-day course with him. And I stayed 3 days straight. No eat, no food, just straight work. And like I said, I blew his mind because like I said, he never met nobody like me that has that work ethic.
Wow.
So ever since then, we're like this. Like I talk to him pretty much every day. So we're going to be collabing and doing like different things, but on a whole nother like Richter scale.
Yeah.
Like it's
got to be at some point, like even just your business model has to change, right? Because it's not sustainable with you working the amount of hours in the way, or using the amount of hours you use in the way that you do it now. Like at some point, something has to begin to shift so that the brand could grow into the next bracket. Yeah. Right? Because we can't just have.
But that's the reason why, like I said, me training my guys. So now, by me leaving the job, I can just get stuff done during the day and have a regular life and go to sleep at night. Or whatever the guys didn't do, I'll pick up in the morning.
Yeah.
And like I said, now I'm fine with, like I said, not doing a job. And I've turned down, like when I say big money, I mean big money. It's people like, oh, I'll throw you this. I'm like, listen, I'm at the point now where, like I said, it really doesn't matter. Like, it's either you take this or I'd rather not do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're telling me how they want it. Like I told you before, this is my business. You're not gonna tell me how my business goes. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, this is free lunch, free food for your soul. So every guest has to end our session with leaving the people with some something edifying to the listener's soul, the way food edifies the body, like lunch. And so we could segue into that portion by we do what we call the 3 F's: faith, family, and finance. So you give me one thing that you're learning in each one of those areas in these current days on your journey right now. So with the first one, faith could be faith in a higher power. Some people come on the show who are atheists; they don't believe in higher power, so it could be faith in yourself. But just in the area of faith, what's one thing you're learning these days in the area of faith?
So far as faith, like I said, I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ.
All right.
Like I said, being able to call on him or acquire him first before me thinking of what I want to do and not what he wants to do. So like my wife gets on me about that like all the time. And like I said, just being able to, like I said, I put him first in everything, but come to him first before I be like, oh, I think this idea will work. No.
Yeah.
Like I said, like come to him, and like I said, if it's right, then he'll let me know. Instead of me going and bumping my head, and if I would have came to him first, I would have been fine.
Yeah. I love that. Seeking first the Lord.
Yeah.
Family.
So
tell me what you're learning these days in the area of family.
So,
and that could be family in your immediate home, or it could be extended family.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go family in my immediate home, cause like I said, going through what I've gone through, like I said, putting the stress and all that on my body, like I don't wanna tell Tiana she's right, but but nah,
don't tell her.
Nah, she's right. Like I said, you only get one body, so you have to take care of it. So I need to have the proper rest, have the proper nutrients for my body, and then also, like I said, spending time with the family. Like that's very important. Like you only get, your kids are only 2 once. Your kids are only 6 once.
Exactly.
So like I said, being able to, like I said, spend time with them, and like I said, just trying to balance. But like I said,
that was deep, bro. So that was a bar. You might have to run that back, bro. I don't want nobody to miss that. Your kids are only 2 once.
Yeah.
They're only 6 once.
Yeah. So
that's powerful.
Now, like I said, I look at things differently. And then also prior to, I also had another business before this. I had still have a dealership, but that was way back when.
Yeah.
Which coincides with the detailing. Like I said, I'll get a car and from literally from nothing and make it something, and but that's a whole nother venture. But yeah.
So the last F segue into finance. What's the big lesson you're learning in the area of finance?
So the big lesson that I'm learning, at the end of the day, it's not always about the money. Like I said, you put out the quality, the money always going to be there.
It's going to come.
Yeah.
It will not tarry.
No, it won't. Like I said,
the money will cometh.
Long as you put out quality and consistent.
Yes, you can't be trash and money cometh.
No, you have.
I mean, you actually can be trash if you're referring to like mumble rap, though. In the state of music currently, you could be trash and get money. But anywhere else in the real world, you can't.
Nah, because like I said, you won't get a repeat customer.
You won't. But somehow the mumble rappers get repeat customers.
Bro.
Yo. So either something that we already talked about or a brand new thought, man. We'll finish lastly, man, with what is something that's edifying for the soul, for the people, man. what do you want them to take away from the show? And then, excuse me, we're going to make sure when we launch this episode, guys, be on the lookout on our social media platforms everywhere at Free Lunch or at The Real Free. And that's Free spelled Frii. We're going to be giving away a lucky individual $100 value with this guy to experience the most amazing detailing ever. But leave the people with what's the one thing you want the people to take away?
So I feel like any entrepreneur would in this way. Like if you have a dream or you have an idea, like somehow, some way, talk to somebody and make it reality. Like I said, it's not as hard as people think to get their idea on paper or get their idea or make their idea a reality. Like I said, it could be something this small, literally just like a seed. It takes time to grow. So at the end of the day, just believe in yourself and don't let nobody stop you and conquer the world, man. That's all I can really say.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
And like I said, if I can do it, you can do it. There's no difference between me and you. The only difference is our mindset.
That's it. That is it. So let the people know where they can find you on social media or website, or even plug your phone number. I'll make sure I have it also in the description, guys, of this episode. Where can they find A Nice Touch Auto Detailing?
You can find me on the World Wide Web, www.anicetouchautodetailing.com. You also can find me on Facebook, A&T Auto Detail. You can email me at antdetail@gmail.com, or on Instagram, A&T Auto Detail, or you can call the business line 203-668-8164. Or you can inbox me, or you can hit up my good brother here, or if you see me on the street.
You see it in the hyperlinked description in the podcast episode, guys, where you can connect with the brother Anthony here. Thank you so much, man, for coming through again. Knowing how super busy you are, man, grinding.
And then, like I said, some of the stuff that I do is ceramic coating. Name it.
Which, if you're looking for that, you already know what it is.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that is, but it's because I'm also not looking for it. But in the event I'm ready to get my dream car, I'm going to be getting every bell and whistle put on that thing, every coat, every protection. I'm going to be like, what's the Bentley package? Ant.
Say,
hey, before we go, tell us what's the most expensive invoice you put out for one vehicle ever to date. And what was the vehicle? Yeah, that would be awesome. I want to hear this.
It all depends, because
it doesn't depend.
No, it doesn't.
There was one bill that a customer paid that was more than anyone else's. What are you talking about?
Because it depends if
numbers.
If it's an insurance job or a regular.
No, that doesn't matter. The insurance company then is the customer then. So tell me, what's the highest price that went out? Okay, all right, we'll leave out the insurance company. Okay. So just individuals, persons. What's the highest price someone paid for their car to be detailed, and what was the car?
The highest price I'll say was, I want to say the MR2. I did a full restore. So literally it came in looking like nothing and left looking like something. So with that, I restored the rims, painted the rims.
I didn't ask you what you did.
No, I'm letting you know what I did.
I don't want to know what you did. We at the end of the show, we wrapping up. I want to hear the price. I wanted to shock people. I wanted to have their mouth open wide, and then they could go to your page and they could see what kind of stuff you do that make it cost so much.
Nah, I believe the highest was 6,500 as a
Time.
no. It's bro.
What?
It's people that pay
Hold
way
on,
more.
time out, bruh. Hold on.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the highest of now. But like I said, the new things that I offer, like being able to do PPF and wrap cars, is gonna be way more than that. Like literally.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hold on. And what kind of vehicle was this?
MR2.
What is
It's,
that? I don't even know what an MR2 is. I never even heard of it.
So MR2 is like
you
an
can know
old.
it's not in my tax bracket.
It's an old school Toyota. It looks like a Porsche.
Wow.
But I'll send you a picture of what it looked like before, so you probably can.
You got a before and after?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta let me see that.
But yeah, it's literally like night and day. But it took me a while. And this was a guy. He came from New York. So he comes. He goes, "I heard you're the man." So I'm like, "What do you mean? I do it right for myself." He's like, "No, seriously, I heard you're a man, and I want to get my car done." So I'm
Another
like,
word of mouth customer.
yeah. So I'm like, "All right." I said, "It's gonna be a while." He said, "Well, I'm here now. I'm gonna drop it off, and when you're done, just let me know." So I'm like, "All right."
6,500.
Yeah.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, I hate to cut our show short. This is why you gotta come back for sure, man.
Oh no, we haven't even scratched the surface
I
for a
know.
lot
This is
of
why I
stuff
know you
that
have to
we
come back, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to get in trouble for nobody at home. I have to get back home too.
It's still daylight. We
It
are.
don't matter that it's daylight. Like you, dude. The last thing 2 days ago I got chewed out for, bro. Let me tell you. I'm gonna give you this quick, real blur story, and then we're gonna cut out. I'm in here with an actual guest for the show. And I start to hear the keys jingling in the door, bro. Like the wife, baby, whole nine showed up at the door. It was like,
Let's go.
look. I'll open the door. She gave a look to the guests, gave them the, "I'm sorry, excuse me real quick," while I address my, and like, gave me the.
What was your face?
If looks could kill someone, I would have been dead 10 times over. No, I was like, as soon as I heard the keys in the door, bro, I was like,
Your stomach.
I have forgotten that she had something on the calendar at a certain time that I needed to like wrap up on time here. I couldn't like run over like how me and you are doing now because she had something immediately following, and I had forgot about it. And so, soon as I hear the doors jiggling in the door, bro, the keys jiggling in the door, it all came back to me, and I was like, bro, I'm in trouble.
Bro.
So as soon as I opened the door, I was just full of just humility and sorries. I'm like,
"Hey, babe."
I'm coming now. All right, we're leaving now. But yeah, that was that. Yo, Anthony Brown, y'all. Make sure y'all check him out. A Nice Touch Auto Detailing. Check out the description in the episode details, man, to find out where you can connect. Thank you, brother. I love you so much.
Love you too, bro.
Definitely got to come back through. It's free lunch, free food for your soul, y'all. Peace.
Peace.